Hello, my beautiful people. You're welcome to Naho Blessed Fashion. If you're new here, you're highly welcome. Please join this beautiful family, okay? If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for coming back. I love you all. Guys, we are going to be making this beautiful sleeve, as you can see, okay? We're going to be making both the long and the short one. So this is the long one. This is the armhole. You can just attach it to your dress, okay, and this is the short one, okay. The upper part is the armhole. You can attach it to your dress, okay. So if you want something simple, you can just do the short sleeve. It's also beautiful. And this is the long sleeve, as you can see. So I just made this for the sake of tutorial. So in case you want to make it for yourself or for your client, you will know how to do it without having to stress your pretty head, okay? So we are going to be starting with the long sleeve first, okay? The short sleeve is just a slash and spread method, nothing much. So I'm going to fold my fabric in a triangular manner, just like this, okay? Fold it into two, just like this. I'm using a bridal satin. Like I said, this is just for tutorial, so you want to get a very thick fabric, okay, to get that structure. So I have a tutorial for this basic sleeve, okay, on the channel. I'll leave the link in the description box in case you have problem drafting your sleeve. So my sleeve is on fold. As you can see, it's on fold. So the fold end of my sleeve will be facing the fold end of my fabric, okay, the folded end of my fabric. So I'm going to place the sleeve just like this, making sure that the upper part is touching the fold end of the fabric, okay. Watch very carefully. So I'm going to place it like this and then pin it down. Just watch what I'm doing. This sleeve is very simple, okay. So from the upper part of my sleeve, I'm going to mark 16 inches. I'm going to come down by 16 inches. That's where I want the ruffle, the rose effect to stop, okay, at 16 inches. That is below my elbow line, okay, 16 inches. So just marked out where you want the ruffle to stop, okay. So mine is 16 inches, and then from that 16 inches I'm going to create a straight line to meet up with the fold end of my fabric, just like this. I hope this is clear. Then at the sleeve side, I'm going to add half inch for joining allowance, okay. We are going to cut that place, so we need to join it. So I'm going to add half inch for joining allowance, okay. Then for the length of the sleeve, I already have my hemming allowance from the pattern already, so I'm not adding anything. If you don't have, go ahead and add your hemming allowance at this point. I'll go ahead and cut it out. Guys, please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't. Please, I really need your subscription. And please like this video, drop a comment. Guys, it's your way of supporting me. Please do it for me. I really appreciate. Thank you. For the side, I have my sewing allowance at the side already, so I'm not adding from the pattern, so I'm not adding any allowance there. I'll go ahead and cut my armhole. Okay, that's all, guys. So I'm going to remove my pattern now and then go over to my sewing machine and stitch this side, just the side, like this. Watch me carefully, just the side, okay, with half an inch, okay. So I'm going to use the same pattern to cut out a lining. I'm using the same fabric. Actually, I don't have the color of this lining. You can actually use the same fabric. You can use the lining. If you're using a lining, please you can just gum hasty to it, okay. So I'm just going to cut out a lining for it, and the lining will be a normal sleeve, okay. It's going to serve as a base too. and as a lining. So after stitching it down, okay, I've stitched the area I told you guys. After stitching it down, I'll go ahead and open it. So when you turn it to the right side, this is what you should have. Okay, as you can see, our sleeve is already having its effect, but we are going to leave that aside and join it with our lining first before we come back for this ruffle. So I'm going to place my lining right side facing, okay, right side facing right side of the main sleeve. Before I stitch them, I want my lining to be 1 inch shorter than the main sleeve to give me a neat finish. Okay, so take note of this 1 inch when you are taking your sleeve measurement. Okay, when you're cutting for the main sleeve. So I'm going to place it right side facing like this and stitch it with 1/2 inch. Okay, this is the down part of the sleeve, so you stitch it with the lining 1/2 inch. Okay, and this is what I have. I'm going to iron it down. Make sure you notch it very well. Notch it very well before you iron it down. All the curve area, notch it. So after ironing, I'm going to work on my ruffle, okay, my rose effect. So you just do your thing, okay, arrange it nicely the way you want it to be. So I'm just going to arrange it. Watch me carefully. Just do your thing, take your time, arrange it just the way you'll be fine with it. Okay, so after arranging, I'm going to just use my needle and thread to secure the upper part first. That's I'm securing the main sleeve with the lining now, okay, to keep it in place. Then I'll go ahead and pin the rose effect down before stitching it. Okay, I'll just pin it down to keep it in place before I stitch it with my needle and thread. So I am pinning down the sides too, pinning the main fabric to the lining, just so I keep the shape of my sleeve intact. Okay, so I'm going to use my needle and threads to secure the ruffle effect so it doesn't, you know, scatter at the end of the day. So just use your needle and thread, secure it. Make sure you do a neat job, okay? Stitch it with the same color of thread and try to make sure you make it as neat as possible. You don't want your threads showing, right? So after stitching it down, I'll turn it to the wrong side, fold it just like this, and then stitch down my sewing allowance. Okay, so when you turn it back to the right side, this is what you should have. Okay, so now we are going to move over to the short version of it. I'm going to, on my pattern paper, I'm going to mark out, come down by the length of the short sleeve. Just make use of the length you want to make use of. This is 8 inches. Okay, I'm using 8 inches. So I'm just going to place it and cut it. I'm cutting out the lining first before I cut the main fabric. Okay, so just use it and cut out the lining, and then I'm going to slash open the pattern just like this, and then I'm going to place my fabric in a triangular manner just like this. Okay, place my pattern like this. Watch me carefully. I'll go ahead and pin it down, and the center part is for our rose effect. Okay, so I'll chalk it down. Okay, then I'll go ahead and cut it out. I'm going to fold it from the center just like this. Fold it. Then I'll go over to my sewing machine and stitch 1/2 inch from the line that I marked, from the rose effect line. I'll stitch it with 1/2 inch to the end of the triangular effect. Okay, so I've stitched it down like I said, just the triangle side, and then I'm going to turn it to the right side. As you can see, our rose effect is out already. So I'll place my lining right side facing. Okay, I'll move over to my sewing machine and stitch it with 1/2 inch. So I've stitched it down with 1/2 inch, as you can see. Okay, I'll give it a good press, then work on my rose flower. So just the same thing we did to the long sleeve. Just go ahead and adjust it the way you want it to be before you stitch it with your needle and thread. Okay, if you're still watching this video and you haven't given me a thumbs up, you didn't like this video, please do that now. Okay, just like this video, give it a thumbs up, drop a comment. I really appreciate. It's your way of encouraging me. Okay, give this video a thumbs up and drop your comment. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I love you all, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.